Hi, welcome to Extend Office. This is a complete instructional video demonstrating how to count cells with text in Excel. In this video, we'll start by counting cells that contain any text, followed by counting only those with visible text. Then move to counting cells containing specific text, covering exact, matches, partial matches, and case-sensitive scenarios. Finally, we demonstrate how to quickly count and select specific text cells with Kutools. Let's start with the first part, count cells that contain any text. When working with Excel, you might want to count the number of cells that contain any text. This is useful for getting a quick idea of how many cells are non-numeric or non-blank. In this case, I will count cells with any text in the range from A2 to A14 and display the result in cell D3. So I enter this formula in cell D3, and then press the Enter key to get the result. The total number of cells that contain any text are counted. You also can use this formula to count cells with text in Excel. In this example, you will notice that the number displayed in cell A7 is also counted as one of the text results. This is because this number was entered as text, with an apostrophe at the beginning of the number. These two tables list which cells will be counted as text cells and which will not. Let's move on to the second part, count cells with visible text only. In this example, some cells appear to be empty, but contain invisible characters like spaces, apostrophes, empty strings, etc. To count only cells with text visible to the eye, the formula in this section would be more suitable. Select a blank cell, enter this formula, and then press the Enter key to get the result. Here the result 6 in cell D3 is the number of visible text cells in the range from A2 to A13. Using this formula, the result will exclude cells that appear to be empty, but contain non-visible characters like spaces, apostrophes, empty strings, etc. Now we come to the third part, count cells with specific text. There are instances where you'll need to be more specific in what you are counting. You might want to count cells that contain exact words or phrases, or maybe you are looking for a partial match within the cell content. First, let's count the cells that exactly match a specific text. In this example, we are going to count cells in the range from A2 to A12 that fully match the text, Apple, and place the result in cell D5. So I select the cell D5, enter this formula and then press the Enter key to get the result. You can directly input your specific text with double quotes into the formula if it's not pre-entered in a cell. The number of cells that exactly match the text Apple has now been counted. This formula is case insensitive, which means that if a cell contains the lowercase text Apple or uppercase text Apple, it will also be counted. To count cells that partially match a specific text, try the following formula. In this example, I will count cells in the range from A2 to A12 that contain Apple anywhere within the cell. So I select a blank cell, such as D5, enter this formula and press the Enter key to get the result. Here the result 6 is the number of all cells that partially match the text Apple in the range from A2 to A12. In this formula, D4 is the cell containing the specific text you will count cells based on. You can directly input your specific text into the formula if it's not pre-entered in a cell. The asterisk symbol is the most general wildcard that can represent any number of characters. This formula counts the cells containing Apple in any position. To count the number of cells that begin with Apple, use this formula. To count the number of cells that end with Apple, use this formula. This formula is also case insensitive. To count cells with specific case-sensitive text, you will require different formulas. In this example, I am going to count cells that exactly match the specific text Apple in the range from A2 to A12 while being case-sensitive. I select a blank cell such as D5, enter this formula and press the Enter key. The result here includes only cells that exactly match the text apple and is case sensitive. To count cells that partially match the specific text while being case sensitive, the formula is different. Here I will count cells that partially match a specific text apple in the range from A2 to A12 while being case sensitive. I select a blank cell such as D5, enter this formula and press the Enter key. The result here includes the cells that partially match the text apple and is case sensitive. You can directly input your specific text with double quotes into the formula if it's not pre-entered in a cell. Now we have finished the third part of the video. Let's move on to the last part. Use Kutools to easily count and select cells with specific text. If you are looking for a simpler method to count cells with specific text, the Select Specific Cells feature of Kutools for Excel will be a good choice for you. This feature does more than just counting, it allows cells to be selected simultaneously based on specified text. After downloading and installing Kutools for Excel, select the range of cells in which you want to count cells with specific text. Then go to the Kutools tab. Select Specific Cells. In the Select Specific Cells dialog box, keep the cell option selected in the Selection Type section. Go to the Specific Type section and specify the condition you need. In this case, as I want to count cells that contain the specific text apple anywhere within the cell, I select the Contains option from the first drop-down list. Enter the specific text apple in the text box. Click the OK button. Then a dialog box pops up to tell you how many cells are selected. Click OK to close it. Now the cell containing the text apple has been selected. This feature also supports counting and selecting cells that match with two criteria simultaneously. For example, to count and select cells that not only contain the specific text apple anywhere in the cell, but also must end with the character A. You can select Contain from the first drop-down list. Enter the text apple in the text box. Go to Select Ends with from the second drop-down list, and enter the character A in the text box. And finally click OK to start counting and selecting matching cells. Then cells that contain the specific text apple and end with the character A have been selected. Here's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.